Fighting with my family. WWE has a film that's fun, filled with a lot of camp, as they go into the life and the origin of the youngest Divas champ. What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Glad you stopped by. And if you're brand new, hey, welcome. Grab a seat and stay a while. But do me a couple favors first. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Go next door, ring that bell. Make sure it says all so you know when the next video pops up. Hit that like button. And before you head out, drop a comment. And if you're one of the regulars here, welcome back for another round. I ask that you also hit that like button. And before you leave, drop a comment. YouTube does love the comments. And of course, share the video out on all the socials. Okay, merch store still going. We got working on something exclusively during the summer, so stay tuned. And also, please check out those playlists. Just builds up the viewing hours, and of course, check out those featured channels. Okay, the Cinderella story, rags to riches, the underdog. It's a story that's been told 1,000 times. Why? Because it works. Whether it's a group of misfits like in The Replacements, a nobody from the streets of Philadelphia in Rocky, or a kid with a one big dream that everyone says is never going to happen in Rudy. Well, we love these stories, whether as compelling or as cheesy as they might be. We root for these characters because it speaks to something that is inside all of us. Overcoming obstacles, never giving up, and reaching for that moment, that one singular glorious moment. Well, WWE let out a film in 2019, I believe, called Fighting with My Family. And this story follows the origin and life of Saraya Bevis, better known to WWE fans as Paige. So, like The Replacements, she's a misfit. She's an outcast. She's an outsider. Like Rocky, she comes from basically nowhere, a little town called Norwich, England. But unlike Rudy, where everyone says his dream is impossible, quite the opposite. Paige goes into the WWE with the hopes and dreams of her brother, her parents, and all the students at the wrestling school on her, saying how she's amazing and how she's born to be a star. And sometimes the weight of that is more daunting than everyone being a naysayer. So, as I said, the film follows her early life and going as being a part of a family of wrestlers. She's the youngest of three. She's the only daughter of a ex-con and a former drug addict. And to the tryout that she and her brother get to join NXT, which is the developmental league right below the main roster of the WWE. They go to the tryout. She's the only one that gets picked to move on, even over her brother. We see her struggle trying to find herself, her persona. She makes major mistakes, nearly giving up, to the point to where on holiday she's talking to her brother about wanting to quit, and his jealousy and her fear have a head to head, and only then does things make sense to her. And the film culminates in her first appearance on Monday Night Raw. Now, the events of the match are a little different. The outcome's the same, but what goes on inside the match is a little different. I should know. I watched that match on TV. It's actually very well cast. This film is very well cast. Florence Pugh gives a good performance as Paige, and she has a pretty good supporting cast around her. Nick Frost and Lee Nahidi play her mom and dad, and throughout at the closing of the film, there are outtakes of her of Paige's family, and the actors nail the mom and dad almost to a T. It's very well done. Jake Loudon plays her brother Zach, but for me, the standout performance in this film is Vince Vaughn, and I love Vince Vaughn ever since he was in Swingers, but he plays a character named Hutch de Morgan, a character that really doesn't actually exist because he is the amalgamation of all four of Paige's trainers during her time in NXT. And of course, Hollywood likes to over spectacle things. They put their own twist on stuff when it comes to these feel good stories or biographical pieces. But from what I've read, this film actually plays out fairly accurate. I also read that the WWE throughout its history had a bunch of these stories, but Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, who is an executive producer for this film, really pushed to have Paige's story told. Good call. So, final thoughts on this. Is this film perfect? No. Is this film great? No. Is this story original? Definitely not. But it's a story we keep coming back to because I don't have to be a female wrestler from England to identify with what she goes through or to feel what she goes through. That struggle, the overcoming hardship, that never giving up. That's what defines her as a person. That's what her character is, not just what she is on the outside. In the end, we come back to these stories because we like good human stories. And out of 10, this gets a 6.5. Check it out. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. I'm going to turn it back over to you now. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And check me out tomorrow night over on Roman of the Empire. And then Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, Legion Talk, going through the week in pop culture with Friday night's Royal Rumble. And then Potato Revan, we will be talking about the demise of the House of Mouse. Should be interesting. But anyway, folks, thank you for stopping by. One quick reminder before you head out the door. Hit that subscribe button, ring that bell. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, hey, thanks for sticking around this long. I appreciate that. I will see you very soon. Always have fun. Hashtag keep talking. And always keep that smile on your face. Toodles.